Hey friends! So, we've been having a super fun week talking about summer and the wonderful weather and the fun things to do and even the yummy food that we eat in summer. So, I want to keep doing that today, but before we get into that, I want to do an activity. I want to show you something. And then I have a book to read about summer. But wait till you see this. This is our seed that we planted. Do you remember? Probably about a month ago, maybe even a little more. We planted a seed. Remember? Remember this picture I drew. And you named the plant Planty. And check out how big Planty got. Planty grew humongous. So I am actually going to, this weekend, I'm going to plant Planty outside in the garden because I think Planty needs a little bit more room. But before we do that, what I would like to do with you guys today is measure how big Planty is. So what I have are some of these Mega Bloks Legos that my girls like to build with. And when you measure with something that's not a ruler and inches or centimeters, it's called non-standard units of measurement. Okay? So we're not going to find out that Planty is 1 foot and 6 inches tall. We're going to find out how many Mega Bloks tall Planty is. Now, you can measure things with non-standard units of measurement anywhere, with anything. So you can use your hand or even your foot, and you can measure how many hands something is, how many feet something is. You can use anything. You can use a crayon and find out how many crayons tall something is, okay? If you remember way back to the beginning of the year, I measured how tall all of you were. And I didn't use inches or feet. I used apples. Remember that? Remember we made a height chart out of apples and we measured how many apples tall you all were. So what I'm going to do is measure how many blocks tall Planty is. Okay, and I'm going to use his highest stem here. It's very high. And I'm going to put the blocks right in the soil. And when we're done, I'm going to water this plant. It needs a little water. Okay, so I'm going to start with these. So we have, count with me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're going to add some more. So let's see what we have to add. 6, 7. Oop. Oops. Okay, 7, 8, 9, 10. Uh-oh, we're off the screen. Okay. I'm going to keep going and then I'm going to show you. 11, 12. 13, 14, and I think one more is going to do it. 15. Check this out, guys. Wow, it's like Jack and the Beanstalk. I can't believe our little plant got so big. But I kept watering it for us, And it just kept growing and growing, and I hope it keeps going too. All right. I can't believe our little planty is 15 megablocks tall. That is really big. All right, now I'm going to water it. Ooh, it's thirsty. Okay. Ooh, it sucked up all that water. Well, you were a thirsty little plant, weren't you? Yes, you were. Yes, Miss D talks to plants. Okay. All right, I'm going to put Planty back. Planty's been on the windowsill, and it faces the sun. And it's a sunflower, and sunflowers do that. They face the sun. I think that's so cute. It's like the sun is his friend. All right, there we go. All right, so we're done with Planty. Planty is doing an out-of-this-world job. Let's read our summer story, and then I have a really fun craft for us to do today. And tomorrow, boys and girls, we're going to do a project for Father's Day. So you got to kick your daddies out of the room, okay? And don't forget, Father's Day is not just for daddies. It could be for grandpas. It could be for brothers. It could be for uncles. All right. Now, this is a cool book because it has 3 different stories in it. I'm going to read one of them that takes place, that means it's setting, where it is on Sesame Street, right in front of Oscar's trash can, and it's on a really hot summer day. So let's see what happens. It's called What's in Oscar's Trash Can? Whew, is it ever hot, said Elmo. Let's go get an ice cream cone, said Ernie. Maybe that will help us cool off. Elmo thought that was a great idea, so they headed toward Hooper's store. As they passed Oscar's can, they noticed a sign. It read, Grouch Reunion. What a day for a reunion, said Elmo. I bet those grouches are even grouchier than usual on a hot day like this. Just then, they heard the rattle of the trash can lid, and up popped Oscar. Brr, he said. The water in that swimming pool is chilly. I need to warm up a bit. Pool? Asked Elmo. What pool? My pool, of course, said Oscar. Whose swimming pool do you think I'm talking about? Gee, Oscar, said Ernie, I never even knew you had a swimming pool. We grouches are full of surprises, Oscar said, chuckling. You should see Uncle Oswaldo and Philomena. They had a big water fight and both of them are soaked. Then Fluffy the elephant got in on the act and sprayed Grungetta with his trunk. It was great. An elephant? Cried Elmo. You mean an elephant lives down there with you? Sure, Oscar said with a shrug. Boy. What else is in your can, Oscar? Asked Ernie. Do you mean besides the ice skating rink? Oscar asked. Ice skating rink, Elmo cried. Yup, Oscar nodded. And that reminds me, Slimy's been practicing making figure eights all week. He's going to put on a show, and I don't want to miss it. After that, we're going to have a picnic. I'm serving stinkweed coleslaw, burnt potato chips, and hot dogs smothered with sardines. Ugh. Yuck, said Elmo. But Ernie quickly said, Gee, Oscar, that sounds pretty good, especially if we could go swimming first. Say, would you mind if we came to your reunion? Mind? Of course I'd mind, Oscar cried. We're having a grouch reunion, and as far as I know, neither one of you is a grouch. We could be, said Elmo. Oscar frowned and pulled out a mirror. He held it up to Elmo and said, "Take a look and tell me what you see." Elmo looked at his reflection in the mirror. "I see one cute little red monster," he said. Oscar held up the mirror for Ernie. "Do you see a grumpy face with thick, scowly eyebrows?" "No," Ernie admitted. "Well, that proves it," Oscar said. "Neither of you is a real grouch." Then, from the depths of the trash can, they heard angry voices shouting and arguing. "Ha ha," laughed Oscar. "They're fighting over who gets to bowl first. There's nothing like a grouch reunion to bring out the worst in everyone. I really don't want to miss a good argument. So long, and have a really hot, rotten day." And with the crash of the trash can lid, he was gone. Elmo scratched his head and looked at Ernie. "Do you really think that Oscar has a bowling alley in his can?" he asked. Slowly, Ernie lifted up the edge of the lid and peeked inside the trash can. "I can't see anything," he said with a shrug. Let's go get that ice cream cone." As they walked away, they heard loud rumbling. They stopped to look at each other. "Doesn't that sound like bowling, Ernie?" asked Elmo. "Nah, it couldn't be. Could it?" I don't know. On a hot day, trash cans smell kind of... Okay, let's move on to our craft today. It's another of my most famous paper plate crafts. Today, we're going to use yellow paint. You could also use yellow marker or yellow crayon, or whatever else you happen to have. We're going to make a sun. Okay, I'm going to use stickers for the face, but you can draw a face, okay? And I'm going to use, these are called clothespins, okay? And they're wood, and you can color them or paint them any color you want. And I'm going to use the clothespins as the rays of the sun all around the plate, okay? So I am going to first make my face on my sun, and I have these fun outer space stickers, and I'm going to use 2 of the planets for eyes. So I'm going to put on my eyes. There we go. Okay. Oop. And I'm going to use another planet as a nose. I think I'm going to use this one with rings. It'll be a funny nose. There we go. And then I'm going to use this sticker that looks like an alien spaceship. And I'm going to cut the alien part off, and I'm going to use that as the mouth. Bye, alien. We'll use you another day. And I'm going to use that as the mouth. It's fun. Kind of silly looking, but that's okay. Then the next thing we're going to do after you draw or sticker your face on, I'm going to use the clothespins and put them all around the circle to make the rays of the sun. So let's get started doing that. And if you don't have clothespins at home, that's okay. You can use paper. You can cut out little strips of paper like I did, and you can put those all around your sun. Okay, so I have my clothespins and I want them to be even, so I'm going to do this strategically. That means carefully, like not just cuckoo. Okay, looking good so far. I like it. Okay, we need some more. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Good. Looks good. We're almost done with our clothespins. And one more. Okay. Here we go. Okay, now that we have all of our clothespins on our sun, we're ready to paint or color, whatever you are going to do. So I have some yellow paint left over. And I have a paintbrush somewhere. There it is. Okay, and I am going to paint my sun, and I'm going to paint all those clothespins. Okay, I'm going to paint around my stickers. Looks good. I have to put paint on each clothespin. 1, and I'll count them as I go. Let's see how many I used. 2, 3, 4, 5, count with me, 6, 7, 8, and you can use as many as you want because in art, there's no right answer. You get to be creative and make it how you feel it should be. Oh, I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, it's like a clock. I like it. All right. Let's keep painting all around the stickers. All right. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Remember, you want to cover all the white so that it looks like the sun. This is super cool. Okay. Great. You want to see how it's coming so far? Looks good, right? Yeah. All right. So I'm going to keep painting. You don't have to watch me paint. You can get started on your own project. And I hope you have a really fun time making yours. Bye, guys. Shine bright like the sun. Mwah.